In a poor neighborhood of Porto, when Diogo Jota was born, no one ever imagined that one day this boy would shake the world of football. At that time, his family had no big name, no connections, no sponsors, only one passion: football. His mother never allowed him to drop out of school, but his father used to say, "If this boy is chasing the ball, destiny will chase him too." Maybe he said it jokingly, but it turned out to be true. From a very young age, Diogo played football in every street and every park. His eyes always held one image: stadiums, floodlights, and cheering crowds. And when he joined Gondomor's academy, everyone knew right away, this boy was different. From the age of 8 to 16, he didn't just learn the game, he learned to live it. But the real test came when he made his professional debut for Pecos de Ferreira. It was a second-tier Portuguese club, no media coverage, very little pay. But what Diogo did on the field blew everyone away. 14 goals in 41 games for a newcomer, that was sensational. Atletico Madrid noticed, and a silent deal was signed. Pressure from Europe's top clubs mounted. But Diogo never let arrogance show on his face. When he went on loan to Porto, people started calling him the mini. After every goal, he would stand in front of the crowd with his arms wide open, as if saying, "I'm ready, the world is listening." Wolves brought him in on loan and later made the deal permanent. His performances helped return Wolverhampton to the Premier League. Diogo tormented every defender with his pace, positioning, and confidence. Everything about him was extraordinary. Then came 2020. Jurgen Klopp brought him to Liverpool. In the beginning, people said, he'll be a backup for Mane and Salah. But Jota proved he wasn't just a backup, he could be the backbone. He made the most of every opportunity. Scored on his debut. Scored a brace in the Champions League. His goals against Manchester United brought Anfield alive. Fans began chanting his name. Jota didn't just deliver at club level, he delivered for his country too. 49 caps, 14 goals, and winning the Nations League before turning 28. He wasn't just a footballer, he was an inspiration. Every young Portuguese kid trained while watching Jota's clips. His life seemed perfect. Married his childhood love. Had 3 kids, everything was going right. But on July 3, 2025, everything ended. On Spain's Zamora motorway, his Lamborghini Huracan crashed. A tire burst, the car veered off the highway and caught fire. Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva died on the spot. No ambulance, no rescue, just a terrifying silence left behind. Liverpool cancelled training. The club provided full support to his family. Even non-football events like Wimbledon wore black ribbons. Bayern Munich began their training session with a moment of silence in his name. Cristiano Ronaldo posted one line on Instagram, "Gone too soon. Rest well, brother." Portugal's Prime Minister declared national mourning. Every stadium observed a minute of silence. Jota's funeral passed by Portugal's biggest stadium. Fans lit candles, left scarves and posters. Once red, always red are no. 20 forever. Jota's mother only said, "My son is gone, but his smile will remain on every field." No one thought that the boy who taught the world to cheer would leave behind such a heartbreaking silence. On the Zamora Road where it all ended, people have started leaving flowers. A small place, where life changed course, is now known as the Diogo Jota Memorial Spot. Cars don't just honk, they stop and say a prayer. Spain's traffic department put up a board there. "Cuidado, aquí cayó una estrella." Careful, a star fell here. But the story doesn't end there. After Jota's passing, the laughter disappeared from his children's faces. His youngest daughter sits on the bed every night and says one line, "Why didn't Papa come back after winning the game?" Their mother, Ruth Cardoso, cannot stop crying. Every day, she touches his shirts in the wardrobe, hoping he'll somehow return. 11 days after their wedding, headlines read, "Jota gone, just 10 days after vows." It wasn't just Ruth, the whole football world broke down. At Liverpool's Melwood training ground, his locker is now sealed. Jurgen Klopp sits silently there every morning. He once said, "I'll remember him not just as a player, but as a person." Salah took Jota's boots to his home and locked them in a glass frame. Van Dijk got a tattoo of his name, just one word, brother. The Portuguese national team now wears his photo under their jerseys. Ronaldo, who became his mentor, looks to the sky and makes a sign before every match. "This one's for Diogo," he says after every game. In the Euro 2028 qualifier, Portugal beat Spain 4-1. The final goal was dedicated to Diogo. The crowd chanted, "Diogo vive, Diogo lives." But life doesn't just continue in stadiums, it continues in silence, at home. Diogo's father withdrew from the media. He left a handwritten note near the grave. "You won, son, we couldn't." That note went viral. People started calling him father of the fallen star. A BBC documentary is now in the making titled 20 Minutes Before the Crash. Those 20 minutes, when Diogo had his last conversation with his brother in the car. They played a Portuguese lullaby their mom used to sing. Andre said, "Brother, you're the best." Diogo replied, "Being the best doesn't mean we live forever. Sometimes, stars fall too." Then silence, then dash fire. The autopsy report stated, immediate trauma and fire asphyxiation. First, the crash knocked him unconscious, then, the fire ended everything. When the rescue team arrived, only the skeleton of the car remained. A police officer said, "That's when I realized, sometimes, even death is beautiful." That car held an angel. When his body returned to Portugal, all of Porto shut down. Schools closed, businesses stopped, and people stood crying in the streets. Every hand held a red scarf. Every eye had tears. As the funeral passed the stadium, 50,000 people sang the national anthem in unison. A strange light appeared in the sky. People said it was Jota's final goodbye. BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, and every European network made his story their headline, but the most heartbreaking tribute came from his youngest son. Wearing Jota's old Liverpool jersey, he said, "I will become like him. I will not stop." The world melted. The hashtag Jota legacy trended globally. Jota never played for awards, he played to bring smiles. Every goal, every sprint, every tackle had one mission. I want to be remembered. And now, when no one can take his place, that line feels true. Liverpool eventually retired his number 20 jersey. It now hangs in the stadium with the words, "Not just a number, a soul." Below it lies a folded note, written by Diogo himself. "I never wanted to be called a legend. I only wanted to be in someone's prayer after I was gone." He may be gone but not forgotten. Diogo Jota, forever in the game. Forever in our hearts.